So students, in today's video we are going to study higher education system from respect to the exam point of view, as well as understanding the important points, as this unit is little bit very factual, so you have to understand exactly how to study this unit. So with this help of the session, this unit will be very clear to you. Hello students, welcome to Global Online, and on Global Online we have started preparation classes for your APSET examination, wherein we have brought paper 1 complete course. Now this complete course is will be conducted in English as well as in Hindi, and this courses will be conducted daily live at 9 p.m. The speciality about this course is that this course will have full syllabus video lectures, including topic wise MCQs and full syllabus notes, which can be downloaded in PDF format. At the same time, you have full syllabus mock test and 2000 plus MCQs practice questions, which will help you to crack your examination in a very systematic way. In order to understand how to avail this course and how to access this course, you have to go to Google Play Store, download the app that is called as Global Online app, registered yourself with the registered mobile number. Once you registered yourself, you will be able to see the courses. Now in that you have to click your AP, that is Andhra Pradesh SET Examination. Once you click on that and once you pay the fees, you will be able to access all the details very well, where you have the theory classes, the MCQs preparation and much more, which will help you to crack your examination. Quickly, let's have a look at the syllabus for this. So we start with basically institutions of higher learning and education in ancient India. Along with that, we'll also look at the evolution of higher learning and research in post-independence period, that is pre and post, that is British as well as the post-independence period. We will see the terms called as oriental, conventional and non-conventional learning, that is nothing but traditional and online form of learning. Then we will get an understanding about what is professional education, what is technical, and what is the skill-based education, for what reason are they used and how are they useful. We will also have a topic on value education and environmental education. Definitely one question is seen on this also. Policies, governance and administration. Now here, though the policies, governance and administration topic is given, but you know the concept of giving the questions is not the same as it was, you know, in the old syllabus. So you have to just ensure that you are not studying the topics which are not needed. So you can just save your time and you can definitely give your time for the topics which need your attention. So let's start this session. So what is basically the Department of Higher Education, that is now called as Ministry of handled by Ministry of Education, which was earlier by Ministry of Human Resource Development. So it's responsible for the overall development of the basic structure of that is higher education sector, both not only that is in the terms of policies also and in terms of planning also. So when I say policies, so basically it is nothing but it is rules and regulations, okay, and planning, it means how the things, you know, everything goes well with respect to the planning of your higher education. Now when we talk about this planning process, the department looks after the important concept that is called as the principles also, you can tell, that is assess quality improvement with respect to higher education, that is in the world class, through the world class universities, through the world class colleges and the other institutions, that is, you can say, is premium institutions. So please remember that in from this paragraph also you can definitely get, you know, questions. So you should be aware of all this minute details, because from any form the questions can be, you know, can be stated, or it can be a part of your MCQs. So this is how it is basically I mean to say put up. Now let's quickly have a look at the objective of higher education. So when we talk about objective, I've already highlighted. So it has an the objective is to assess the higher education with equity, equitable for all. Support for the existing institutions as well as the new institutions. It means equal importance to everyone, though it is new, old, governmental or non-governmental organization. Policies and programs for strengthening research and innovation, very, very important. You may, this question has been frequently seen that, higher education is inclining towards research a lot, research and innovation. So research has a special place in higher education. So you should ensure that when you are reading the question, you should read it very carefully, that one of the objective of higher education is, apart from all the points, that is accessibility or equity or support, but the basic main aim is to strengthen the research of the country. And yes, definitely by doing all this, we will be promoting what? We will be promoting the quality of higher education. Now, so what basically this was an objective. So if you look at the objective, how you will define the role of Department of Higher Education. So to enhance the gross enrollment ratio, which in our country is very, very less. So in order to boost that enrollment ratio, or to enhance the enrollment ratio, the role of Department of Higher Education has to, very much alert, has to be very much ahead, and this enrollment ratio has to continuously keep on increasing to improve the quality and promote academics reforms, to expand and improve the existing institutions, to set up new institutions, to use technology in higher education. Now this point really very, very works, especially after this pandemic situation. We know the importance of technology now. In since last 2 years, obviously whatever the child was deprived of, I mean this education, the child was missing the colleges, universities, schools, but just because of technology, we could make it possible that we could stay connected with our students, and we could definitely impart the source. We could be, with the help of technology as a source, we could impart the knowledge towards to the students. So yes, technology plays an important role. Then we talk about to develop vocational education and skill development. So that is, this point focuses on what? It's not only and only about academics, but at the same time, employment also plays an important role to develop Indian languages in international collaboration in educational field. So it is not that it is only and only about westernization, or all the Indian languages are even given due respect. So that's how the role of education, higher education plays. Yes, so now starting with a little bit of ancient and post-independence topics. So basically, quickly let's have, because some questions comes from this. So quickly let's have a look at the types of teacher which were available in this ancient India with respect to education. So there was a teacher that is called as Acharya, who taught people Vedas, that is basically the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Athar Veda. Now, what are these Vedas? Let quickly have a look. Rig Veda, it is the earliest form of Veda, the oldest form of Veda. Sama Veda, which is reference, which is the earliest reference for singing. Yajur Veda, that is the book of prayers, and Atharva Veda, that is the book of magic and charms. So you should be, in case if it comes from as the following. Then we had Upadhyaya. Upadhyaya, it was the one who adopted teaching as a profession to earn his livelihood. I mean to say, the person who entered into teaching field, that was to earn as in profession. So the one, only such teachers were imparting only a part of Vedas or Vedanganas. So next, which we have is chakras and wandering scholars. So chakras is the one, the one who gets circulated. I mean to say, they wander, or they are mobile from one place to another. So yes, such teachers were available, and they, whatever type of knowledge they got there, they got it only with the help of experience which they gain. And such teachers were regarded as the highest possible source of knowledge. Hyun Sang was one of them who has gained such, the knowledge by some of the wandering teachers, that is called as bhikshus and sadhus. Okay. And these type of knowledge was an experimental, practical, or application based knowledge which was considered. The next one we have is guru, that is, the one who lead a gruhastha life, that is a family life, and earn livelihood by imparting education to his students. Then we have is Yojana Sikta, that is the a teacher famous from the profound scholarship, that the students from the distant places, came, or a far away distance came, in order to seek guidance from these teachers. And Shikshaka, a teacher who gave instructions in the field of arts, that is like dancing. Then types of Vedas we have done here also. It's quick. I mean to say, revision for you. So Rig Veda, as I said, it is the literature words. Yajur Veda, it's gestures. Sama Veda, it is related to music and sound. And Atharva Veda, it is, emotions, moods, and sentiments. Now, yes, we also had a system called as a Gurukul. The was the house of a teacher who has settled in the, in the particular environment. After the initiation ceremony of a child, the child would leave his natural parents, that is his home, the parents' home, and would occupy the home of the guru in order to get, educated. So the academics, then they were sorry there were parishads or academics where the student of advanced learning gathered and enriched themselves through discussions and discourses, that is, with the help of, you can call it as a brainstorming. Now, yes, apart then after this we have something called as in ancient India the famous institutions of learning. So Takshila, which is reference to medical school. So the 16 branches of learning were taught in different schools, each presided by the special professor, which included painting, sculpture, image, but basically it was repeated for medical school. Many times this is seen as the following. So that I have highlighted important word, so you can just remember them. Nalanda, renowned for its cosmopolitan, that is people from different countries. And the famous University of Nalanda was famous for the faculty of logic, that is the branches which spread the branches of all knowledges. Then we have Vallabhi, that Vallabhi, that is while Nalanda was famous for the seat of learning in Eastern India, Vallabhi is renowned for, for seat of learning in Western India. So Eastern and Western, you can see. Vallabhi was a center for the advanced learning students who gathered from this university, used to employed in the royal courts and prestigious jobs they used to get. This is a form of administrators with a huge responsibility. Next, Vikramshila, that is the University of Vikramshila, was renowned for its religious teaching. Ujjain was, it was famous for secular learning, including mathematics and astronomy. Benares, that's well known for teaching theology, that is nothing but the study of nature of God and religious belief. Now, next one which you have is, yes, a formal education system, which started. I have two slides for this. I'll just revise it again, and then we'll again have it so that it becomes a little bit perfect for you in different ways it is. So formal education, that is elementary and primary education, which is given up to the age of 14. Secondary education, which provides child with a sense of history and national perspectives, and the child start understanding the constitutional rights and duties. So that is from the class 9th and 10th and up to 11th and 12th, that is senior secondary. Tertiary, that is in the form of higher education plus vocational education. So higher education is the specific courses like commerce, arts, science. Professional courses in the form of LLB, engineering, medical, architecture. Vocational, which gives you, skills enhancement. And new and emerging forms are, to travelism, aviation industry, hospitality, and retail industry. So basically, pre-primary is prior to class 1. Primary is up to 5, upper primary is 6 to 8, secondary is 8 to 10, senior secondary is your higher secondary, which you call it's 10 to 12, and then we have is tertiary, that is the higher education plus your vocational education. So yes, match the following. You can get in any form this question, just to remember it well. Next is your principal level of education. So undergraduate, that is 3 years, but as per the national education policy of 2020, this has been changed, but this is how it earlier it was. Post graduation, that is 2 years, master's degree, research level PhD, and fellowship or postdoctoral diplomas, as well as chartered accountancy was, also a part of your qualification or certification. Then we have evolution of higher education system, basically started with Vedic age. Sanskrit was a medium of instruction which was into the Vedic system. Pali was a medium of instruction in Buddhist system. Ancient literature, this I have just done with you, but it's a quick revision. Ancient literature, that is in the form of Vedas, which we did 4 Vedas, Brahmanas, Upanishads, which were considered as the highest knowledge. Gurukul, the house of the teacher. A Goshti, that is a conference which was summoned by the king. Vidyapita, that is the educational institutions for spiritual aspects. Vihara, that is the Buddhist monastery, and Vikramshila, which was a famous religious teaching. So you should be able to, recall this very quickly.
Uh, yes, let's go to the education in different periods, which we did just now. Gupta period, that is Nalanda, as I said, all branches of knowledge, Taxila, medicine, Ujjain, that is astronomy and mathematics, which we just now completed in the theory part also. Buddhism, that is Pali language, was a medium of instruction. Sarnath University, that studies Buddhism. Ajanta, that is a display of art, architecture, and painting. Mughal period, where the establishment of primary, secondary schools and colleges started with. Education system was based on Hindu philosophy. In 2006, Singapore, India, China, Japan, and others also announced a proposed plan to restore and revive the ancient site as Nalanda International University. So this is which you need to keep in mind. Now, indicators of educational development, so that when we talk about institutional density, that is number of colleges per lakh, per 1 lakh eligible population. When we talk about gross enrollment ratio, we are going to do this in detail in the next slide. Pupil teacher ratio, that is the number of students who attend the school or university divided by the number of teachers in that particular institution. Gender parity index, that is which we have done in our regular classes also. Socioeconomic measures, the relative access to the education of males and females, that is gender parity. Per student expenditure, that is the average general improvement when you're talking about. Yes, with respect to the per student. So in the level of education, express what is the expressed percentage of GDP per capita. So here you may get 2021 data. They may ask what is the parity index or what is the teacher pupil ratio. So right now the India has 32 people uh, per teacher in a primary section, and the ratio is lower for the tertiary, that is higher education, which is about 24. Coming to, yes, as I said, in 2021, India was ranked as 140th among 156 country. Okay. Nations participating in ranking, it is the third worst performer with respect to, that is with respect to gender parity. So you should be able to keep this in mind, and especially the students who are doing MCQ. So if you can see my strategy lectures or regular lectures, where I've taken all the latest MCQs also with respect to all the 2021 data. Now, South Asian countries with Pakistan and Afghanistan are the one being, at the top. They, I mean to say, where the index is worst in the form of, like for example, these compared to India, definitely are not that best performers. Now, coming to the topic of Meta University, yes, there were questions seen with reference to Meta University. So when we talk about Meta University, yes, it was the plan which was initiated in UGC by UGC during 12th plan. So what was the reason is the purpose objective was to share the learning by different universities with the help by using or with the help of latest technology, because it is one of the prime objective or the important objective of UGC higher education. So based on this, whole is greater than sum of parts. Okay. So what exactly for the features of Meta University? So Meta University is the one which represents second generation university. They are free from physical boundary condition. They are able to operate in virtual space. They take advantage of innovation and flexibility in the specific possible domain areas. So if you see this, one of the example was, University of Delhi and Jamia, that is Ismailia is University. So they had started a 2-year joint degree program, which was first time in India in 2015 with reference to Masters of Mathematics Education. So this was a concept of Meta University. Now, if you see the ranking of NIRF ranking for 2021. So yes, in detail, they may give you a question, but at least you should know the basic things. That is the best overall institute was IIT Madras. Is IIT Madras. Management Institute top one is IIM Ahmedabad. Best college is Miranda House. Top medical college is AIMS at Delhi. Top engineering college is IIT Madras. Top university is that is IISC Social Science Bangalore. Top pharmacy institute is Jamia Hamad, that is New Delhi. Top architecture institute is IIT Roorkee. top research institute is IICS Bangalore, and the top dental college is Manipal Dental College, Udupi. Okay, so at least this basic ranking of 2021 you should remember. In detail, if you have time, you have done, it's well and good, but this also should be not, missed. Then coming to, yes, the QS ranking, that is world ranking of 2021. So where in top 20, global top 20, that is Massachusetts University Institute of Technology, USA stands at first, followed by, the ranking of 2021 and 2020 also I've listed. So yes, the first three universities goes as per the ranking and then list. So you're definitely, you need to keep first three in mind, at least first three rankings you just keep in mind. So as per the world ranking 2021, the University of Oxford tops the ranking for the fifth consecutive year, while the mainland China Tsinghua University, sorry, becomes the first Asian university to break into top 20. Okay, so this is that is world ranking university, world ranking. So just keep this in mind. This figures, this again, as I said, you have to prepare, though you are watching the revision video lecture, but you have to prepare your handbook where you can last day also revise these things. Okay, so we were talking about little bit of ancient period. We talk little bit of latest affairs. We talk. So now let's go in the form of British era, in with respect to post independence period also, wherein we had all the commissions, all the committees, or bodies been formed. So let's quickly have a look of all of them. So here also have important points at some places. I have just highlighted it, so it will be easier. So when we talk about charter plan, that is basically to spread scientific knowledge in order to preach religion. Hindu college was established in Calcutta in this particular period, which later became the Presidency College, and now it is known as Presidency University. When we talk about Elphinstone report, it talks about District Examination Officer, one of the oldest college in Mumbai, of Mumbai University, which was set up in 1834. Macaulay minutes. Now here, please do not just read it and listen it and just go through it, or ignore it. Many questions were seen, like for example, Macaulay's minutes. There was a question that the spread of education, of English education, was through which minutes. So it was which commission, that is Macaulay's commission. So it is directly or it is directed mainly with reference to elementary and secondary education, removed age-related biasness with respect to education. Would dispatch community, this question was frequently seen, okay, wherein odd man out, that is three universities they recommended and set up, that is Madras, Calcutta, Bombay. Delhi has been asked frequently, but you should know it's not Delhi, it is Madras, Calcutta, and Bombay. It is first policy regarding higher education. It is considered as the Magna Carta. That is, Magna Carta is nothing but the rules which are given with respect to English education in India. Then regional and classical languages are also taught, and vocational education and teachers training was also part of board dispatch committee. Hunter Commission, it was the one which was aggregation of primary and higher education, which was definitely, which has also proposed about affiliated call to manage affiliated colleges, known as Indian Education Commission. So that was known, that is in Hunter Commission also was known as Indian Education Commission. So University Commission, which was appointed for first time by Lord Curzon for university education under the chairmanship of Sir Thomas. Indian University Committee was appointed to acquire the condition and prospects of the universities established in British India. Here in this particular commission, we had Indian Universities Act 1904. Now, a Sadler Commission was again one of the important point over here. That is, it was one popularly known as Calcutta University Commission. Separation of intermediate, education from degree college, that is 3 years program. Honors and 3 years programs were separated. Now here, there is no basic difference. Only thing is honors is, little bit considered as one step higher as compared to regular. Rest all the things are one and the same. Now, yes, coming to next is with respect to women's education, which was again recommended by Sadler. And yes, a special committee for the selection of university teachers. Not only this, but it also, had suggested the that is nothing but it is called as, the Central Advisory Board of Education, which was set up in 1920 but was abolished due to some financial crisis in 1923. Then Varda, a scheme that is known as Nai Talim or basic education, or Bunyadi Talim. So this is, the outcome of the philosophy of Gandhiji. It was to fulfillment of men's need at all the levels, not only biological but sociological and psychological also. It talked about development as a whole, wherein emphasized on free, compulsory, and universal education from the age group of 17-14, and the education was imparted in the mother tongue also. Now, when we talk about Surgeon Report, it was, the scheme of post-World War education development with respect to in India, recommended the setting of UGC. Now, when we have Radhakrishnan Commission, that is, in the year 1948, this is post-independence now. It is also called as University Education Commission, which integrated secondary education as well as higher education by setting up UGC, which was established in 1956. Women's education, mother tongue, rural universities were the part of it. Now, when we talk about Mudaliar, so Mudaliar Commission was the one which was also known as Secondary Education Commission, recommended introducing a 3-year and a 4-year higher education system with definitely multi-purpose schools and vocational trainings. Now, when we talk about Commission on Emotional Integration, so which was set under the chairmanship of Dr. Swarupanand. Now, yes, see, I'm definitely just sorry for one thing, that's years I am not highlighting everywhere, but you have to keep this a note of this, because many a times it was seen that if years with years match, the following was put. So just be careful, okay? Now, when we talk about Kothari Commission, when we talk about emotional integration, yes, it recommended the reorganization of curriculum or co-curricular activities, minority language, and as well as educational tools. So Kothari Commission is titled as Educational and National Development Report, which was proposed a 3-year degree course as well as a 4-year honors, which recommended 6% of the national income should be spent on education. That is Kothari Commission. This I've highlighted it because it is a part of your university questions also. The red highlight is for that specific purpose. Now, when we talk about quality improvement, yes, it was also a part of Hunter Commission. Sorry, it was also a part of Kothari Commission. And not only this, establishment of education system, which was, to vocationalize secondary education. Coming to education as a subject and the concurrent list, which is always, many a times it is seen which it is belong to. It belongs to the concurrent list, okay? Which definitely in the concurrent list, when we talk about which was in the year 1976, the responsibility was given. The center was also given the responsibility with the reference to all the states. Now, yes, National Education Policy, that is 1968 and 1986, which was followed by Kothari Commission, which also suggested 6% of national income to be spent on education. And it also proposed the imparting higher education via distance mode. Sam Pitroda, that is called as a National Knowledge Commission, the think tank of India, which recommended the restructuring of the curriculum. It also supported the entry of foreign universities and recommended increased number of universities to 1,500 by year 2015. And with this reference only, we had to focus on the gross enrollment ratio. Yashpal Committee, which suggested scrapping of all higher education bodies, and they regulated or they created a super body, that is the form of Higher Education Commission for Higher Education and Research. Dr. Anil Kakodkar Committee, which also recommended 2% of budget of every institution to be, used for research purpose, and it recommended the strategies to improve the technical education in the country. Coming to the National Education Council, that is 1906, which was set up by a Swadeshi nationalist leader, which definitely has an objective of teaching tradition, culture, morals, along with the modern education in vernacular language, that is mother tongue. Okay, so establishment of National University of Bengal was the great achievement for this particular council. Resolution of Educational Policy 1913, which was recommended by the university Haddock committee, which has, objective of improving the standards, and also suggested the central advisory board of education again. That is, after 1920, after its closure in 1923. A Botwood report that was studied the problems in Indian education system, and it recommended the establishment of polytechnics, agricultural schools, as well as increase in the employment. So this was recommended by them. Swarup committee, which started examining the unemployment, and it pointed out, it pointed out that faculty unemployment was due to the faulty education system. Sorry, which only provides degree where the practical or application knowledge is missing. So for this reason, the vocational education, which focused more on employment, diversified courses, 3 years degree, intermediate stage was abolished. So we next had is Sri Mali committee, which decided to take education to the rural areas also. Durgabai Deshmukh committee, which was also known as National Committee for Women's Education, and Sayadin committee, that was, the University Grant Commission Review Committee on Education. That is the one which was basically given a task of reviewing. So yes, it was a too lengthy thing, but yeah, we have seen questions from all the nooks and corners where you have to take a quick revision of it. So when we highlight this, it is, a Radhakrishnan Commission, which integrated secondary and higher education. Secondary Education Commission, or the Mudaliar Commission, which recommended 3 years and 4 years higher education. Kotari Commission, which set up the 3-year degree course and the 4-year honors. Then we had the Kotari Commission, which was followed by National Policy on Education, that is 1968 and 86, imparting education at distance mode. And coming to the National Education Policy, policy on education for improving the infrastructure, the standards with respect to higher education. Now, talking about, yes, as I said, that we also have now the new policy, that is National Education Policy of 2020. So quickly, let's see the highlights of this policy. The first highlight, as I said, the gross enrollment ratio, which is to increase it by 50%, and the target is year 2035. 3.5 crore seats to be allotted or added in higher education. Undergraduate education can be of 3 or 4 years with multiple exit and options. So with the help of certification. Academic credits, now transfer of academic credits, what it is that we are going to see in detail, both certification as well as the credits. Then next one which we read was basically, yes, the multidisciplinary education and research universities at par with IITs and IIMs to be set as a best model for the multidisciplinary education. Then we had the National Research Foundation, which was created as an apex body, an important body with respect to the research culture and research capacity. Then we had something called as Higher Education Commission of India, one of the a single body which will definitely look after all the system, entire higher education system, excluding medical and legal education, public, private, educational universities, which will be governed by, the regulation norms for regulation, accreditation, and academic standards. Yes, affiliation of colleges to be phased out 15 years, and, a stage-wise mechanism to be established for granting graded autonomy to the colleges. Now, when we talk about academic credit, now let's see what exactly this academic credit talks about. So, yes, let's see. Academic credit, bank credit is an initiative basically recommended in the National Education Policy 2020, which has been approved by UGC. It will allow the students the freedom to, design their own degrees. At the same time, the objective of this particular credit will basically, with reference to what it will be, which will enable the students to select the best courses, combination of the courses to suit their aptitude and knowledge. It allows to shift from one institution to another in the middle of the course, with and where the definitely where the credits will be carried forward. They also can drop out in the middle of the program and again can join back. So these are the speciality of this. The academic bank of credit has special privilege for the students who may not able to complete the education, can leave in between, but can again have a full right to come back. Then yes, so let's see now a single body with respect to that is a single regulatory body with 4 verticals. Now, what is this vertical? This is an umbrella wherein it will take all the care of higher education. Now, when we talk about higher education, that is higher with reference to umbrella or a single body with reference to higher education. So let's see what are this verticals about. So first is National Higher Education Regulatory Council, which is creating and implementing higher education. A General Education Council, which is the standard setting for academics. Higher Education Ground Council, which is for funding purpose and research purpose exclusively. And national accreditation, which is basically accreditation to the academic institutions. So this basically is looking after this. At the same time, as I said, multiple entry and exit, but let's check it out that what exactly it means. So after completing first year of program, UG program, a certification will be given. Then second year of UG program, advanced diploma will be given. Then when we talk about third year, if the student completes, bachelor degree will be given. And if the student completes the fourth year of the UG program, he gets bachelor with the research. That's how it is looked after. Yes. Now coming to the institutional framework. So when we talk about institutional framework, let's see that institutional framework consists of central, state deemed open and institutes of national importance along with private university. So state central universities, which are one which is governed by the India, that is the act of government of India by the act of parliament. State, which is governed by the state government by legislature. Deemed universities, they are as per the status of a university with authority to award the degree which was given through central government. Open universities, they are the one which imparts the education with the distance mode. And institutes of national importance, which acts with the help of parliament, whereas private university are the one which are established by the state as well as central act also. Now, yes, coming to the methods, that is conventional, non-conventional and oriental learning. So let's have understand what is this conventional mode of learning. It's traditional, back to basic, your physical mode of learning, that is a traditional form, which also called as brick to mortar and mortar classroom facility. Definitely it refers to education that occurs at a physical school uh, as opposed to a virtual and a cyber school environment. So what is the characteristics which are required for this? You have to be present on the campus with fixed time, regular attendance. A prescribed curriculum emphasizes more on teaching rather than learning. It is teacher centered, okay, and it has student learn through listening and observation, and it has a pattern of traditional exams. Whereas non-conventional is completely opposite. It is an online education form of learning wherein there is fixed time for it is offered with a fixed time. For example, definitely on evening learning distance, or courses or vocational study courses. So here the characteristics can be the form of it is learner oriented, it has no fixed curriculum, or it is cost effective, it is definitely linked to employment, and it sees to continuous improvement of the quality. But at the same time, it focuses on the youth which has dropped out of the school, or which are under the privileged group. I mean, this is the underprivileged groups in the form of women's, or girls, or the tribal or the minor population of the country. So such type of programs basically focus to enhance the education level for this particular groups. Now, talking about Orientalism. Now, when we talk about Orientalism, uh, let's see what exactly it means. It means that when the European scholars studied ancient languages and culture to gain the rich understanding, okay, this rich understanding basically was done by Orientalists. So the one who studies these subjects, or just definitely looks in detail for the culture, language people, we call them as what we call them as Orientalists. Now, we have done this structure of education system. uh, Definitely, I mean to say I've written some words in vernacular, so that in case if any student of any other subject is watching, sorry, if a student of specifically with Marathi or Hindi is watching it, can definitely understand this. So we just did higher education, which is primary, secondary, and senior secondary. We did it in the first slide itself. School education, higher education is academics, professional degree, or technical, and vocational education, which is basically for skills. So let's quickly have a understanding for academic degree. Academic degrees are called as non-professional education. Now, when we say non-professional education, it means you have a degree over here, but these are the gateways, just to you have completed your uh, I mean to say your certification or your studies. So this is more of gives you more of career option, okay, but does not makes you ready for the job. It means you have to really do something for more enhancement. When I talk about professional educations, yes, this is the one which will definitely help you to give a professional career, which will help you to incorporate your knowledge, which will help you to understand the concepts, which will help you to attend the level of competencies, which will help you to take the responsibility for the development. So basically, they are into this. The your professional courses are into this. Then technical education. So when we talk about technical education, their basic aim or emphasizes is on the principles of science and mathematics, which covers the programs of engineering, technology, architecture, applied arts. Apex body of technical education is All India Council for Technical Education, called as AICT, which was set up in 1945 and which was later established, by AICT Act as 1987. Years also years, that is the number when it is established or set up, you have to be careful. Okay. Now, coming to skill based education, that is called as vocational education. As I said, skill based education is basically that type of education which gives more importance to the knowledge, but definitely from the orientation of job. It is job orientation. So it is like, with some of the examples I can give you: IITs, that is Industrial Training Institutes, Pradhan Mantri Kaushalya Yojana, Sankalp, that is skill acquisition, Udhan, polytechnic schemes, or the one which promotes vocational education. Yes. Then we have a topic called as value education, and you have something called as environmental education, and the questions are seen. They are a little bit twisted forms, but you should know that value education is nothing but a function which helps in the development of the student's personality with reference to value. So when I say value, so it teaches your students to have the correct attitude, ability, and behavior in order to form a positive atmosphere in society. So you should keep this in mind, that whenever you are teaching your students, whenever you're having the classroom atmosphere, you ensure that these type of values are been inculcated in your students in the form of stories, role play, or any form of activity, because there the students learn it more, they grab it more quickly. Next is you have as explicit and implicit values. So explicit values are some which are direct. You can definitely give it directly with the help of different pedagogies, methods, or the learning experiences. Implicit, which are indirect, which can be hidden. The child has to understand has to get it from the way it has been imparted. Next is the objective of the value education is definitely to improve the sustainable lifestyle, to increase them the to increase among them the awareness of the country, the rights and the integration, which is very, very important because they are the future of our country. And yes, we need to pass on these values from generation to generation. Yes, again, to improve the level of thinking, to develop tolerance and understanding capacity, of different faiths. There are four types of values, that is human values, which teach them humanity, social values, which teach them the important lessons in the form of honesty, brotherhood, love, self-control, religious values, which teaches them the importance of religious, which cannot be ignored, professional value, which teaches them the rules and regulations in the form of or following the professionalism in their life, so career, or I mean to say in the professional life. Yes. Now, coming next to the environmental education, yes, this is again, the country is facing, huge issues with respect to environment. So, in order to understand, or the generation should know to sustain with this type of, uh, environmental education, they should able to sustain the environment, and for that it is very important that they should learn environmental education. So there has to be a deep understanding about the environmental uh, issues, which was brought up by the International Union of Conservation of Nature, and which was formalized, as the first time in 1970 as at a meeting in USA, and with the following aims. So let's see. That is awareness. Now, yes, there is a question on this in the form of mass the following. So they have given you what awareness, what attitude, skills, or participation means. So you should be able to write them very correctly. So awareness, it means you are making the students or the society aware about the environmental problems. Knowledge, it means you are giving them an experience in order to deal with the problems. Attitude, it means you're telling them to put a correct attitude in the form of participation. Skills, it means identifying and solving the problems, and participation, it means resolution towards solving the environmental issues. So the same thing I've repeated. The only thing is that your this particular slide, the same way it was given in the question paper, so I've just brought it so that you can read it once and you can remember. So as I taught you already, knowledge is nothing but the understanding, awareness is nothing but the sensitivity, skills is nothing but the a component which will help them to resolve the problem. Attitude will make them, help them in improvement, and participation will help them, to have a confidence within themselves to solve the problem. Now, what are the characteristics of environmental education? It is concerned with relationship between human and nature. Definitely, it is with respect to sustainable development, which is one of the goal also with respect to sustainability, that is development goals. Then we have here, it is useful for the development of student skills to deal with the environmental problem, current environmental global problems, and encourage the schools communities to come ahead with the formal education with respect to preserving the nature or the environment. Now, yes, there is a concept that is open and distance learning. So yes, that is in the form of um, that is ODL, which we call. So this is basically to remove all the barriers, which a student may face just because he can't attend the schools or colleges. So in such case, he should be given a right to educate, and that can be done with the help of open and distance learning, wherein the delivery mode is a distance mode of education, which definitely is called as correspondence or extension or distance learning or open learning or virtual or online education. The need and importance is rapid growth, population, geographical limitation, qualification improvement, the desire to study or, progress yourself, education for all the age groups, financial circumstances, and faster promotion and flexibility factor. So yes, for all this, in order to remove all these difficulties, it is important that we, spread, or we definitely try to give the virtual mode of education to the students who are not able to take it in the normal form. Yes, then we have National Assessment and Accreditation Council, that is NAC. So, yes, for the quality status with respect to curriculum, with respect to teaching learning process, faculty, research, infrastructure. So, these are all the elements or, the standard qualities decided in terms of this particular factors. Now, NAC has a fivefold vision, that is a periodic, you may get this odd man out also. So, periodic assessment and accreditation, quality teaching, self evaluation, accountability, autonomy, and innovation, research studies, consultancy, training programs, and the stakeholder contribution. So, these are the fivefold vision which covers each and every aspect, related to the student. Now, what are the criterias? There are 7 criterias of NAC, which can also be a form of question. Curricular aspects, teaching and learning evaluation, research, consultancy, extensions, infrastructure, learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership, management, institutional values, and best practices. So yes, the CGPA, that is the cumulative grade, which is calculated, the alphabet denoted to that, and the status. So when it is A plus plus, it is accredited with a range of 3.51 to 4. A plus, the range is given. Okay, the alphabet D, that is the letter D. Sorry, it indicates that it is the institute or the college or the university is not accredited. Then we have something called as Central Institute for Educational Technology, which again constitutes, of a unit of NCRT, which came into existence in 1984, with reference to, Premier National Institute of Educational Technology, with an aim to promote education via radio, film, TV, satellites, as well as cyber media, and which will again which helped or which intended to promote equity and quality education at the school levels. There is a next important concept, that is Rashtriya Rashtriya Uchchatar RUSA, which we called as Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. But yes, Madhyamik, it means the secondary, which was launched in 2009. Uchchatar, which was launched in 2013. Then we had Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, that is elementary, which was launched in 2001. A global initiative for academic research, that is GYAN, was nothing but, the pool which attracted or which talent pool of scientists and entrepreneurs, which encourage them to, engage with higher education institutes in India. Now, yes, let's quickly have a look at RUSA objectives. Again, it talks about accessibility, equity, and quality education. It is centrally sponsored scheme which which gives incentive to the Indian states to improve the higher education in India. It was launched in the year 2013. Definitely, the central funding was in the ratio of 60 to 40 for the general states, 90 to 10, that is 90 is to 10 for the special category, and completely 100% for the union territories. Now, yes, what are the primary important key action or the funding areas of RUSA? So upgrading the autonomous colleges, conversion of colleges to universities, infrastructure grant to university, the new model colleges, that is general ones, upgrading existing degrees, new colleges in the form of professionals, grants, research, innovation, equity, faculty recruitment, vocationalization, that is with reference to employment, leadership development program, institutional restructuring, and capacity building are a part of the components of RUSA. Then we have National Institute of Framework, that was the methodology which was adopted by Ministry of Education, that is Government of India, in order to rank the institutions of higher education, which was approved by Ministry of Human Resource Development on 29th of September 2015. So it has areas, that is, you can tell it as the framework. So ruling framework, the framework of NIRF is as below. So let's see what the frameworks are. There are 5 frames or categories, you can call it as, that is teaching, learning resources, research and professional practice, graduation outcomes, outreach and inclusivity, as well as perception. These are all consisting of the parameters of NIRF. Okay. Now, yes, there is a concept called as 12, that is UGC section 2F and 2B. So 12, sorry, 2F and 12B. So this is basically a approved pattern of, assistance under various schemes. So just, you don't have a specific question on this, but let's clear it now itself. So basically, the UGC has notified the regulations for recognition of colleges under 2F. So the colleges are brought under the purview of UGC in this regulation. So they, as per the proposal, okay, they are the one which fits into the category of what, rules and regulations which are mentioned under 2F. Apart from that, there is a framework for 12B, which makes the colleges eligible for the central assistance from the government of India. So the assistance, I meant to say, this is basically for the assistance 2F, as well as 12B. So when we talk about 12B, it is for central assistance from the government of India, which receives the central funds from the central government. Okay. Then, yes, when we talk about IGNOU, so IGNOU has a concept called as Gyan Dhara, an internet audio counseling session, which was offered by IGNOU, which is basically students can listen to the live discussions by teacher and experts and interact with them with the help of phones, emails on chat mode. Gandhara timings, interaction timings are from 11 in the morning to 1. They can be heard with the FM channel, that is Gyanvani, either from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And they are free to air channel that is available on GSAT 10 satellite. Okay. Yes, apart from this, the National Center for Innovation and Distance Education was established in 2005 with an aim to support promotions, reengineering and disseminating innovations, that is an open and distance learning. We have done ODL. At the same time, CAB, that is a Central Advisory Board of Education, one of the oldest advisory body, which was first established in 1920, dissolved in 1923, but it was again back in 1935. Okay, we have seen this also very well. So the reason was to review the progress of education and to extend, the educational policy implementation by not only the state government, but also by the central government. Okay. So yeah, I know the content is too more, I meant to say, but as I said, these are revision lectures. You should not have a regret that, you didn't revise anything. So while you are looking at this video, maybe many points can come to your mind. As I said, you can please note it down or write it down in your handy book so that one day prior to the exam, you can revise these concepts and you can be at least assured that, okay, now you can attempt certain parts of this question without any burden in your mind. So all the best, everyone. Ensuring that your preparation is going well. So don't worry, whatever efforts you have taken, definitely you will get reward for that. Just keep on doing your best and ensure that you do not do any type of silly mistakes in your examination.